Coming to you live from the Bill Ford Talk Studio. Boomer on Size and Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network and wherever you're on the free Odyssey app. Good Tuesday morning. Couple of Monday night games last night. And an impressive Chargers victory once again. They're one of these hot teams right now with Jim Harbaugh getting his hands all in that organization after a couple of years. Maybe they are going to be the team that comes out of that division this year. Another win for Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. The Yankees lose a bad one last night. The Mets, of course, are off and have 12 to go. And the Diamondbacks are right up there along with the Giants and Reds. So this is going to be a crazy rest of this month to see where the Mets and Yankees end up. And maybe, just maybe, one of the two football teams will get a win in September. But don't hold your breath. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Good morning, G. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. I watched these games last night.
You seem a little low, Boomer.
It is?
Yeah, you seem a little low there.
I don't know. Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah, it's much better. There
all right,
we
there you go.
Okay, yeah.
I know you like looking up to me, so it's all right. Yesterday, for some reason, I had this coughing fit.
Oh, God, no.
And that was really bad. So, but I ended up having to get some prednisone and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was really weird. And got a good night's sleep and everything else. So I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm solid for today. Yeah, it was strange. Really, really, really strange deal. I don't know. I don't know if I ate something or it was a spore or something.
A spore?
It could have been a spore. You never know.
Wow.
But I'm just, like, you can see, like, it just comes and goes. It's crazy.
No.
It is crazy. But I got a great night's sleep last night, so I didn't watch the second game. I got up and watched, when we got here this morning, watched the highlights of it. And, yeah, the Chargers are for real. Geno Smith throws 3 interceptions. But Baker Mayfield is the man. I mean, he is a bona fide assassin, when it comes to playing quarterback and the way that he plays it. He plays a physical game, doesn't have the strongest arm, isn't the fastest guy. His teammates absolutely adore him. I don't know whatever happened. And it brings me back to, I was thinking, what were the Browns thinking about when they made the decision to go all in on Deshaun Watson, knowing all the issues that Deshaun Watson had?
Yeah, what they were thinking was they didn't think Baker Mayfield was going to get them over the hump. This was stupid. We said at the time, too, so it's not like I'm saying this and I agreed with this at all. I did not. But they didn't think after that season that he had where he was hurt that he was going to be the guy that got him over the hump. They felt like Deshaun Watson was this uber talent that was available when he shouldn't be available because of the crazy stuff that was going on in his life and all the pervert stuff. And they said, hey, this is an opportunity. We can go get an A-plus level talent to be our quarterback finally and maybe get him to come here because nobody wants to come to the Browns. We're going to guarantee him a huge contract, and that's going to put us over the top because Deshaun Watson's a better player than Baker Mayfield. And it blew up in their face as one of the worst decisions that organization has made, and that's saying a lot.
Given the amount of guaranteed money that they gave Deshaun Watson, and then watching Baker Mayfield. Now, look, he wasn't great in Carolina, but then he and Sam Darnold were there together, and it was ugly, and they didn't have a great team. But he's now with Todd Bowles, and this is now his third offensive coordinator in Tampa. The previous two both got head coaches, one in Carolina, one obviously at Jacksonville. And I don't know if he's going to make this particular offensive coordinator, John Grizzard, the next head coach for somebody, maybe the Jets, who knows?
I was going to say the Giants.
The Giants.
Grizzard.
But the thing about it is that what Baker has that you can't package it. He's just got this it factor, this tenacity, this intensity. And maybe he's grown up since he left Cleveland. Maybe that was some of the issue. I don't know. He was doing all those commercials, and they were very good commercials, by the way. And it seems like it's, he's backed off some of that stuff. But, I mean, if you're a Cleveland Brown fan and you're watching this and you're seeing how he is playing, he would have been the perfect quarterback to be in that division going against Lamar Jackson, going against, of course, Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow's healthy. That would have been the perfect place for him, and how they screwed that up and why they screwed it up still to this day makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was a problem there. No one ever talked about him being someone who was a bad teammate or they needed to get him out of there. I mean, maybe it was one of those deals where he couldn't have the career he's having now in Cleveland because Cleveland is just that organization where everybody's career goes to die. And we've talked about it with the Giants. Like, how many players have left the Giants that have now had success in other places? So it could have been something like that. But, I mean, he really got screwed. And because of he played, and this is what kind of, if I'm him, I'm even more annoyed, but I'm probably happy that I'm out of there, is that he played through that last year in Cleveland with a shoulder injury that was driving him crazy. He was half of himself, but he was playing through it, gritting through it, saying, I want to be here for the team. You never see that. Guys usually like, oh, I want to get a big contract, so I'm going to sit out or whatever it is. He played through that injury, and he didn't have a great year because he was hurt, and then they just ditched him right after that. I mean, it's just but that's why bad organizations are bad organizations. I mean, Deshaun Watson, I mean, getting every single dollar guaranteed, popping his Achilles twice, dealing with all the massage things. It is, you could not have drawn up a worse situation for Cleveland than the way that this played out. Now, it's not like Baker Mayfield's winning Super Bowls, but he's going to the playoffs. He's winning games.
You know what? He's the personality for that team. Wherever he goes, he's the guy that's going to be the guy. Like, he's going to be the leader. And you can see, like, when he's running with the ball and he's diving over people and he's landing on the line, and I mean literally laying on the line. Like, you're a quarterback in today's world, and you're running down the field, you're taking your life in your own hands, as we have seen. And I would just say that the way he plays is fearless. It's a little bit reckless for me, but the leadership qualities on the field are unquestioned. And you can't say anything but positive things about the way he goes about his business. It may not be the prettiest all the time, and he does some crazy Brett Favre-like things, which is okay, especially when they're winning. But he has given the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a personality since Tom Brady has left, which brings me to my next point. And this does bother me. And I don't really need to say this prior to what I'm going to say right now, but I guess you have to in this day and age. I have nothing but respect for the great Tom Brady. Would you attest to that?
You've always said amazing things about Tom, respected his career. As a peer, in a sense, quarterback, NFL quarterback who's won MVPs, you've always had great things to say.
And I would say that he and Peyton Manning, their dedication to the sport changed the way that people look at quarterbacks within the sport. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
All right. So these are all the things that I've said about him, and I've been spot on about, I believe, everything that I have said has been 100% in his favor, except for this one. The fact that he's sitting in the Raiders coach's box with the headset on and talking to Pete Carroll, talking to Spytech, their general manager, talking to their offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, is complete and utter BS, because the NFL is the ultimate competitive place. And you're allowing a guy to sit there who's a part owner of a team, which is fine, and now he's involved in these game plans. And this week, I guess he's got, I think he's got, who's the 425 game on Fox this week? I think it's the Eagles and Bears, maybe, or one of those 425.
Bears play the Cowboys.
Bears, Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's probably who he has. And now he's going to be meeting with these coaches and talking about players. That is utter BS, as far as I'm concerned. Because it tilts the balance of, I guess you would say, competitiveness. Because now he has intimate knowledge, obviously, of the team that he owns, the Raiders. He's sitting in there listening and talking to GMs. He's also talking to other coaching staffs and other players around the league. And, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's not I know he's going to try to be objective, but how can you be objective when you're in this situation? And why are they allowing this?
Yeah, it was weird last year when he had decided to be a part owner of the Raiders and wasn't involved in the coaching stuff. It was weird last year we talked about it. It is now downright bizarre. And some of the stuff you hear, it's not just him in the coaching booth. I mean, he sits there and watches film during the week. Like, he's talking about the game plans going in. So you cannot have both. Now, do I care?
There is definitely a conflict of interest.
100%.
Here. 100%.
And this should not be happening. But I will say I don't think that the NFL guys are so smart. The coaches are so smart. Most of them. that when these guys go into meetings with Tom Brady, the GMs and the coaches have to be like, you do not say a goddamn word about anything we're doing. You give the most vanilla answer in the world. So I don't think that these players and coaches are going to go into these meetings with Tom Brady and spill their guts, and then he's going to go run and tell the Raiders about it. I do think that they'll be smarter than that. But regardless of that, it just shouldn't be happening. And it wouldn't be happening with any other person in the NFL.
Well, Peyton Manning, maybe Peyton.
Peyton
Well, it could
Manning,
be Peyton Manning. But I just, this is a real conflict of interest, especially him sitting in the coach's box. And then when you listen to Pete Carroll, who I love, by the way, and who I have nothing but mad respect for, and then you listen to Spygate, their general manager, and then you listen to Chip Kelly, their offense coordinator. Oh, yeah, we're on the phone all the time. We're talking about this. We're talking about players. We're talking about schemes. I mean, what? I mean, and this is the guy that you allow into all these other rooms when he's covering the league for Fox? I'm sorry. As much as respect as I can have for a player, and I have had for a player, in this regard, this is completely goes against what the NFL is all about. Because the NFL, it's the ultimate competition. These guys are going to get fired. Guys get fired. They lose jobs. This guy seems to be insulated for some reason. And I understand why he's insulated. He's good for the league. I get it. But I'm just, again, the conflict of interest is startling.
It's also the hypocrisy of all of it. I mean, the NFL makes sure that every rule is followed. They have guys going around in the locker rooms before the games to make sure that the socks are right. And don't you dare put that on or this or that. I mean, being down and doing that game on the sidelines, the first NFL game I'd ever worked. I'd done some college games before with Pitt, but just seeing how everything needed to go. I'm down on there's someone from the NFL looking at the communications. There's someone from the NFL doing, you can't even try to break a rule without somebody coming out of the shadows and going, nope, stop it. This is not how we do things. But somehow this, on the grandest scale, is something that's okay. It really is mind-blowing, and something has to be done, and there was a ton of chatter about it last night because of him being in the coach's booth. I mean, I had no idea that he was that involved with the football part of it. I guess I'm not surprised at that, but you can't be doing both. You can't be a quasi-offensive coordinator and Fox's number one color analyst.
When I hear Pete Carroll's quotes, I take myself back to 1994 when he was my coach, and I remember him talking to us and everything. I could just hear him talking to the media about Tom Brady's presence, trying to downplay it, really trying to downplay it. When Chip Kelly's talking about, oh yeah, talk to Tom, Tom 3 times a week about the game plan, and Spygate, their general manager. Oh yeah, we talk about personnel all the time. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. They went nuts. The NFL went nuts on Spygate.
Oh yeah.
And this is the ultimate and Deflategate. But this is the ultimate Spygate.
Yeah, it is. Now, I like I said. When you know the situation, it's different. So, I mean, if Tom were, sneaking around the other facilities and grabbing papers out of guys' offices and whatever,
he's not doing that.
He's not doing that. So the point being that, when you're meeting with Tom Brady, you understand that anything you tell him, he could tell somebody else.
I wouldn't meet with him.
Yeah,
I would not
don't
meet
you
with him.
have to?
No.
Isn't that required?
I'll tell the NFL, I'm not meeting with that guy. He's a coach for the other team. He owns the Raiders. He wants the Raiders to win. Now, it didn't work last night because they got their asses handed to them.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I'm not letting him in anywhere near my facility or my players.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to impact free agency. I don't want him to impact anything that we're doing. I mean, think about this. I mean, and if you're a player in today's game and you get a chance to sit down with Tom Brady, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, that's true, too. If you think about, there's the day-to-day, game plan stuff, but there's also the free agency thing, too. So let's say Tom sits down with a guy and his contract's up at the end of the year. Let's say it's Garrett
Wilson. No, let's say he's staying with Garrett Wilson and the Jets.
Yeah, before he signed his contract.
Yeah,
right.
And he's going into the last year of his contract, and obviously, wink and a nod, bitch and complain your way out of here. We'd love to have you in Las Vegas. Now, He may not say it that way. He may intimate it that way, or he may lead somebody in. And again, what I'm questioning here is, what do the other 31 teams think about this?
They got to be nuts. I mean, the NFL is the most paranoid place in sports. I mean, the coaches and everybody, they're like always looking around and, who's doing this, who's doing that, am I going to get fired? And so they have to be incensed by this.
You would think.
Oh, without a doubt.
I could you imagine Jim Harbaugh? I mean, I'm sure he had to meet, I'm sure at some point he's going to meet with Tom Brady if Brady has one of their games.
Yeah. I mean, he's got, Andy Reid's got to be pissed off about everybody in that division. How about Sean Payton?
Yeah.
Sean Payton, hates this.
Well, Sean Payton, by the way, was a Fox broadcaster, so maybe he understands kind of the.
But he wasn't owning a team when it was going on,
and he wasn't sitting in that team's coaching box while all the games are going on.
Yep.
And look, every little tidbit of information this is why Spygate was so big. Mm-hmm. Every little tidbit of information could lead to a victory. That's how close a lot of these games are. And that's why all these coaches, even high school coaches, for God's sake, are paranoid.
Oh, yeah.
College coaches are paranoid. Everybody's paranoid. Nobody wants information out. If Tom gets information, say, from, I don't know, he's doing a Bears game this week, and let's say Las Vegas is playing them next week. He could say, oh, by the way, just so you know, their starting left tackle has got a knee. And it's not great. We're not sure if he's going to play. I mean, that kind of information being passed back and forth to coach. And now he'll claim that he's not doing any of that. And I'd like to take him for his word.
But he just shouldn't be in the situation.
No, it's really, and the NFL should do something about it because it's that look last night was, to me anyway, as somebody who was on the field and somebody who knows about the paranoia in the NFL and what it means to these coaches. To me anyway, that was a blatant violation.
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be.
Whether or not he's doing anything nefarious with this information or not, he should not be in the situation. That's like the more we even talk about it, the more layers I'm thinking about. Like, just think about there's some disgruntled employee for one of these organizations who works in the training staff or something who's got an axe to grind, and then, hey, Tom, oh, by the way, you're playing us in 3 weeks. This, and this.
Could be anything.
Anything. This is the point.
Yeah.
Is that every time the more we discuss it, the more these like whack-a-mole things I keep thinking of all these other issues that make the situation even worse. So even if he has the most pure intentions in both of these roles that he has, you just can't have him in these situations. He's got to give up one of them, which is a tough thing to tell somebody. But you can't. The rules are the rules. I mean, this is insane. So he's either got to give up the Fox deal, which is $375 million guaranteed or whatever it is, or he's got to not be an owner of the Raiders, which clearly isn't going to happen.
He could be an owner of the Raiders. He's just got to be at arm's length. He can't be sitting in the coach's box.
But he loves that stuff. He's not going to give that up.
Well, I mean, the fact that they're allowing it is really shocking to me.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about keeping everything even, and, it seems like these teams are all within a touchdown score of each other and everything else. One little piece of information can change that outcome. And I'm shocked at the commissioner. I really am. I'm because to me, this is a competitive imbalance, even though they lost last night.
Yeah.
They lost. They got their asses handed to them. And, they're in the midst of transitioning to a new coach and a new way of doing things. And hopefully Pete Carroll, by the way, happy birthday last night, 74 years old.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't look 74. He looks like he's 54. And he keeps himself in great shape. So good for him. But, as this goes on, I mean, I just have to believe that the rest of the league watching this last night and those guys talking about it last night has got to create some sort of, competitive imbalance and stir for the other 30 teams that were watching that game last night.
On top of it, I mean, Tom Brady and the Patriots were involved in two of the biggest bending of the rules scandals in the last 3 decades of the NFL. It's, that's the other thing. It's like, wait, we're going to have, this guy was, a part of Spygate, a part of Deflategate. Like, he's going to be in these situations. Like, can we really trust him? So I would hope so.
Well, Spygate was Belichick and Deflategate was Brady.
Okay.
And
still a part of it, was he not?
Yeah. I remember talking to Phil about Deflategate saying, damn it, we had to play with those brand new goddamn footballs right out of the box.
Yep.
And these guys get to rub it in mud now. You see how brown these balls are?
I do see how brown the balls are.
Those balls were orange when we played. And we had orange on our hands.
Ah.
Yeah.
Man.
And then now you can take the air out of it, and you can rub it down to make it easier to throw. Now you can sit in the owner's box or sit in the coach's box and be an owner and listen to what's going on. That's even better.
All right, Boomer and Gio just getting started on this Tuesday morning on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.